Hey everyone, welcome back to Starfield. We find ourselves here in the Lodge, the home of Constellation, in Aquila City on Jemison. So we've just been introduced to Constellation properly after being sort of blindly sent this way by Barrett. And, handed over the artifact.
Hey, have you been up to the Eye recently?
Ooh.
I haven't needed to go up there in a bit. Why?
Oh, I just don't know how he does it. Up there all alone for so long.
Some people love that kind of space. Pun intended.
Don't know how he does it. Okay, I've heard of the Eye. Bethesda released an official timeline on the Starfield website that said about, I think it was Barrett had managed to persuade the rest of Constellation to buy some sort of space station and convert it to a deep space analysis station, I believe. In fact, I think that could potentially be it. What is this? Constellation Guide 01. Permanently reduces... Oh, is this like a skill magazine from Fallout 4? Permanently reduces fall damage by 5%. Now, if I remember rightly, the skill mags from Fallout 4 had to be interacted with in your inventory. So let's take a look. I've got so many books to catch up on. Oh my god. I think I'm going to have to dedicate entire episodes to just sitting in a corner and reading stuff. Constellation Guide 01. Okay. So... permanently reduces fall damage. Do I have to... right stick to inspect? Okay, so that's to take a look at it. Fine. I guess I don't need to actually ingest it. Right, we're going to have to figure out whether that's actually had an effect at some point later, I think. What are these? Oh, are they literally just drinks bowls? Okay. It's all very posh and hoity-toity around here, isn't it? Oh, there's a conservatory. Oh. Well. Isn't this pretty? So are these different...
So, Noel,
oh.
Constellation living up to your expectations?
Oh, Noel's new.
Absolutely, Sarah. I've never regretted the decision.
Just making sure. Bright young girl like you. There are no shortage of opportunities.
There are days that are tough, sure. But if I weren't here, I wouldn't even know about all the incredible things we're discovering.
So it sounds like she's a recent recruit as well. What have we got out here? It's a half-eaten sandwich to pilfer. Oh no, it's not even half-eaten. The temptation is unreal. Okay, let's not go stealing the lunch from the people that have just invited me in. Let's go and find out a little bit more. I want to have a little look around first of all. So yeah, we handed over the artifact, and it's interacted with two artifacts that they already had and created this, whatever this is. Everybody's looking at me. Oh yeah, we need to offload some inventory. So what have we here? Mercury camera. I'm not going to take all the artifacts. Again, are these sort of famous explorers? Wait, isn't that the head from some sort of Mars rover or something? Hello, why have you got a bright sun behind you? A ship? It's all very much about the wonder and the mystery of exploration here, isn't it? I love it. Right, I suppose I better introduce myself to the old man.
So, Matteo, swiped any new religious texts?
Ha ha. I don't have much time for that kind of thing anymore. So much to do around here, you know?
I know you too well to believe that. You've got to have a line on something.
Well, okay, fine. I had heard that Buddha's tooth may still exist. I was trying to find out if there's any truth to it.
Maybe this one will turn out better than the last time, huh? Sarah's the best possible person to be running Constellation at a time like this. Focused, no nonsense, and dedicated.
So I sense that, let's see, Walter Stroud and Matteo...
Bet you never expected to end up involved in something like this.
No. Hadn't seen this one coming. Thought I'd still be knee-deep in Robble at the moment. Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of a... not animosity, but sort of like a friendly rivalry between them, maybe? Right, let's get this over with. I'd better introduce myself to the old grumpy man.
Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line.
Ooh, backpedal. I've been called worse. If that was an apology, you can do better. Yeah, let's shrug it off. I've been called worse before.
Still doesn't excuse it. My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our ventures. Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we?
All right,
Walter
apology
Stroud,
accepted.
CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Constellation, and oft-times grumpy old man.
Yeah, I called it.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, maybe you're not so bad. You were just venting when I first walked in. So, just watch the grumpiness in the future. The drinks are at least free. I don't know why I get the impression that if anybody knows about free drinks around here, it's going to be this guy.
Yes, well, a stocked bar is a treat I think Constellation can afford. For now. But if you clean us out, you're on your own. By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the Lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment.
Oh.
Spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few raw resources from a nearby planet, that is. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have to build what you need.
Nice. Craft or modify an item. I've been meaning to do that. I spotted there's a couple of those stations aboard the Frontier as well. Complete a research project. So, yeah, you're the CEO of Stroud Eklund, which I believe is a shipbuilders. In fact, let's do a bit more digging. So, yeah, what is Stroud
I do
Eklund?
have other things that require my attention, you know.
Now, be careful. It'd be easy to go back off of you again.
We're most well known for ship manufacture. No expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud Eklund ship modules on less than reputable vessels. They covet them. The bastards. I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days.
Huh. Right, so Stroud Eklund is at loggerheads with Deimos, competitors. Okay, makes sense. So, he seems like he's either very proud of what his company does, or he's just sort of, like, offended that pirates are taking stuff with his name on it. So, yeah, this isn't quite where I'd expect a shipbuilding CEO.
Funny thing about companies, you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more esoteric pursuits. For years, I was captivated by the writings of Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks. I finally decided to do something more than admire from a distance, and so now I call the Lodge home, as much as anywhere else.
Sebastian Banks, he founded Constellation. Okay. Interesting to do a bit more digging in that area. So, what do you actually do here? I can imagine seeing as you're a big company CEO and you're going around throwing about 2,000 credit bets. I can imagine your role in the...
We can always continue this some other time.
In the organisation. You're the bankroll, aren't you?
Why, I'm the wallet. Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to good use. I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Matteo.
Ooh.
But I can make sure that they have the resources they need. And, as you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here.
So it would seem. So it does seem like he is it is just a bit of friendly rivalry between him and Matteo. There's no sort of malice behind it. That's cool. Also, something from the previous conversation that he said is that he's a big, high-flying CEO, but his company is doing quite well on its own, so leaves him time to choose his pursuit. So he's choosing to pour his personal fortune into Constellation, which, seeing as he's a successful businessman who has a firm head on his shoulders, is another indicator that Constellation's onto something good. Otherwise, he surely wouldn't be wasting his time with it. Yeah, this vision that I had that I seemed to share with Barrett. Any thoughts?
Up until very recently, I'd likely have dismissed it as, I don't know, hallucinations. But now, I'm not sure what to think. I don't suppose you have a history of this sort of thing, do you?
Not that I recall. Never seen anything like that in my life. Oh, sure, I hear lights and music all the time, non-stop party in my head. You mean, have I seen something like this? Yeah, I haven't taken a bash to the head recently. I wasn't mining for that long.
Not exactly, no. But I suppose it doesn't matter. You saw something. Barrett saw something. That's an unlikely coincidence. I'm no scientist. I leave that to the likes of Barrett and young Noel there. But I think we can all agree there's something unusual going on here. Frankly, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in years.
Okay. Alright, been interesting speaking to you, Walter.
Goodbye.
Now, Matteo. I see you quietly smiling to yourself over here.
This is all exciting, but there's really a lot of pressure on us, isn't there?
Hope you've got your pen at the ready, Walter. Bills to sign and all.
Never ends, does it? Dare I ask what I'm paying for now?
Artifacts won't find themselves, and us going after them means fuel, repair costs, the occasional payoff.
Ask.
Sometimes I think you want to keep me around because
Speak up if you have ideas. We're all
You
here
and I
for the
both
same
know
reason.
you have the credits to spare, and you love every minute of this.
He really is the wallet, isn't he? So, Matteo, hi. Asher.
Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the artifacts and nothing else. You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Matteo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well, an explorer like you. It's really good to have you with us.
Thanks, good to be here. You seem like a genuine sort. Yeah, what brought you to Constellation?
Well, there was some overlap in interests. I'd spent years searching for religious relics from human history. I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation. After a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join Constellation.
Amazing. Stroud Eklund, the greedy evil corp. So you hunt down historical religious relics from human history. So, I mean, I'd love to ask the stupid question here. Have you tried going to that rock that humanity grew up on? I think it was called Earth. So, I wonder... I know that Earth is a thing in this game, but at the same time, I know that Earth is very much not a thing in this game. So, I'm going to have to go and pay it a visit at some time. I'll keep an eye open for any relics.
You okay?
Yeah, sorry, internal thought process. So, these artifacts that you're obviously very interested in, they all came out of caves?
Second one was on Kazal, buried the same as the one you found. But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight.
Huh.
Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust?
Okay. So, but, I mean, it obviously wasn't in storage forever. Where did it come from? What do you make of the visions?
I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation, but, you know, if the label fits.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it was outlining something, like a schematic or a map or something similar. It was a very, very short flash I didn't really see. I've got to be honest, I didn't really notice the music that everybody keeps alluding to, but apparently it was there. Something that's just occurred to me. I'm one of 2 people who have ever seen the visions. Wait, no, hold on, there's 3 pieces. Let's go on the assumption that each one of these artifacts propels visions into the mind of the first person that touches it. Because Barrett, back on whatever that Dusty Rock was called, Barrett mentioned, like, it's interesting that I saw the vision because if...
Kind of awkward.
Shush now. If I hadn't noticed, everybody else, Lynn and Hella and Barrett, had been handling the artifact after me and didn't get that reaction. So it's the first person that touches an artifact that sees the vision. Barrett was the first person to touch one of the other 2 artifacts. So 2 questions. 1, the other artifact, who touched that first? There must be a third person out there somewhere who's had a vision. And 2, if these are part of a set and there are more artifacts out there, let's say I find them and bring them back, I'm not going to get a new vision. So, do I bring them back to the lodge and one of the other Constellation members steps forward to touch it and receive the vision?
I didn't lose you, did I?
No, I've lost myself in thought. Sorry, don't worry, Matteo. I'm cool. I do this all the time. This is going to be interesting. Right, so anyway, yeah, back to the vision. What was the meaning of it? If it meant something I didn't understand, I know it's important. Yeah, I don't know what it was, and I don't understand what I saw, but there's got to be some importance to it.
It has to be, right? All of this is connected. We just need to figure out how and why. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means more artifacts.
Well, if you insist.
Take care of yourself.
Thanks. Right. I'm off to find that drinks trolley. So...
Take note. Everyone here is worth learning from. Yes, even the kid.
Is that a jab at Matteo again? Is that because he said that your business was shady and a little bit nasty? Oh, look at this. Oh, look at the orrery. In fact, let's look at the orrery. So many stars, so many planets. I wonder which system this actually covers. What do we have here? Whose desk is this? Looks very posh. Something tells me this is Walter's desk. I'm not about to... on a mariner's compass. I love the... I noticed over here as well. I've no idea what this is called, but this is a thing.
I am at your service, Captain.
Thanks, Vasco. Just, you know, put yourself on mute for a while. This is a thing from ships, and it does a thing. Oh, it's a compass. It's a ship's compass. So that's a mariner's compass. This is a ship's compass. Oh, so cool. A nautical compass.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
Oh, I forgot about that. I've got the key to the lodge now, haven't I? I can go explore. Amazing. Right. I am actually going to go and explore just for a moment. Sorry, Sarah, was it? I'll be back in a moment. I want to speak to Noel as well. Very nice. Oh, I couldn't resist it as well. I had to look up in between videos, and I actually called these two bang on. Thanks very much for the comments on the first video as well. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I'm recording this before the second episode goes up, so I don't know if there might be more interesting comments awaiting me, but I appreciate every one of them. Thank you. That's a sudden change of decor. Where does this go? Ooh, oh, these are the research stations that Stroud was talking about. Wonderful. Oh, and there's another corridor. Where does that go? What? Okay. I have all of the things. Oh, look at all these stations. Right, let's start here. Let's start at the kitchen. Actual full-on... Oh, my gosh. So cool. Choose your chunks, now with sauce. Cooking station, right, okay, let's get involved. So we can make alien jerky, an alien sandwich, alien scramble. Okay. Strip of alien meat that's been dehydrated, salted, and flavored with a mild teriyaki sauce. A sandwich made from alien-sourced ingredients, and a breakfast dish made from alien eggs and diced vegetables. So, let's see. We got this from the ingredients being used in the top right. So, eggs, nutrients, bread, membrane. Yummy. So they still seem to restore only a tiny amount of health. I'm going to have to look into whether I can boost that. But this has plus 75 energy resistance for 5 minutes and plus 75 damage resistance for 5 minutes. That would be worth it. I can make one of those. Let's craft me an alien scramble. Yum. And I can track ingredients as well, similar to how construction components were tracked in Fallout 4 by the looks of things. What's this? Pharmaceuticals lab. Just look at the detail on all of the stations here. Okay, so we've picked up a few of these various medical packs, haven't we? And we can use membranes in medical stuff as well, and an antimicrobial, sealant and fibre. So antibiotics, tried and true medicine used to treat afflictions. Bandages, wrappings for cuts and wounds used for treating afflictions. Okay, treat contusions, lacerations and puncture wounds. And the first one does infections. Okay, I'm not going to start crafting stuff up until I've got a bit more of a feel for what it's generally used for. What's this? A research lab? Oh. The research lab lets you discover new crafting recipes by completing research projects. Each research project requires materials in order to make progress. The materials needed can range from raw minerals extracted from planets to organic substances extracted from alien creatures and plant life, to manufacture components that can be made at an industrial workbench. Okay. Outpost development. Oh, wow. Wait. So this is what? Sorry? Manufacturing 1. So this is to... what? Produce manufacturing equipment for an outpost? So can I set up, like, space factories? Is that what I'm seeing here? Resource extraction. Need a higher skill. Decoration 1. Oh. Oh, does this... oh, this unlocks categories, I think. Horticulture. Wow. Domestication? Wait, sorry, what? Domestication? I can capture and tame creatures. Can I have a pet? Power generation? Robots? Oh, I can make mini Vascos. And outpost defenses. Oh. Defenses against what? Okay, so, cool. Equipment, I think these are probably going to be a little bit more relevant. I should start research on something, because that's one of the little objectives that I picked up. Helmet mods. Oh, that'd be cool. I wonder what sort of mods you can actually get. Spacesuit mods, pack mods, those require spacesuit design skills. Okay, fine. Weaponry. Barrel mods, grips and stock mods, optics and laser mods. I wonder if that could be used to make laser weapons a little bit more damaging. So I found the laser pistol was a little bit on the weak side. Muzzle mods, magazine and battery, internals and receivers. Okay, cool. Food and drink. Old Earth cuisine? Oh, what's that? What even is that? Meatloaf or something? Beverage development. Yes, I'd like to develop some beverages. I bet Walter specializes in this one. Mixology. No, this has got Walter all over it. And what have we got here? Performance enhancement, medical treatment. Cool. I'm really intrigued by the helmet mods. So let's see if I can't. Oh, okay. Research materials. Tungsten, cosmetic, polymer. Do I not? Oh no, I don't have any of these. Right, I'm confused. Discover how to build helmet mods at a spacesuit workbench. Maybe I should check out the spacesuit workbench first, and let's check out all the other workbenches quickly, and then come back and once we've decided what we're going to specialize in. What's this then? What do we reckon this is? Fabrication? Maybe. Oh, hello. Maybe. Oh, more stuff. Okay, I guess this is weapon mod bench. Yeah, weapon workbench. Seeing as there's all that ammo that I've just pilfered behind it. One of the other members of Constellation's probably spent all day crafting that stuff and I just looted it. So we can modify our weapons. Why is that? Oh, that's a rare pistol. I need to get used to those different color indicators in the top left as well. That's rare. So rare is blue and 1 star. I'd like to maybe modify the Eon. I quite like this handgun. Optic glow sights. Ooh, I didn't actually look at the sights. Yeah, the sights are just a little red painted thing, aren't they? I suppose glow sights would be handy in the dark. Or, oh no, that's what's already there. Reflex sight. Let's, oh, of course, I keep forgetting I can actually zoom all this lot, can't I? So reflex sight, yeah, would give us a little window. Glow sights are just that indicator. I'm quite happy with the sights. Muzzle compensator. What would that do? That improves accuracy. Muzzle brake. Again. Accuracy. Suppressor. No, that seems a little bit superfluous. Magazine and battery. Maybe. Wait, and battery? I suppose that covers laser guns as well, doesn't it? Good God, look at that. Vastly increases ammo capacity. Oh, there's little descriptions at the bottom of the preview there. Increases long-range accuracy and stability at the cost of hipfire accuracy. Well, I usually aim. Long-fire accuracy and stability. Increases stability and hipfire accuracy at... Oh, right, so you can trade off accuracy against aiming accuracy against hipfire accuracy. Like I say, I'm usually aiming. Come back to that in a moment. Drum mag, explosive rounds. Nice. Ammo capacity. Wait, large magazine. Raises the magazine size up to 20. Drum increases it to 30. But what's the trade-off? There's got to be a trade-off, surely. Okay, it just increases the mass by quite a lot. 30 rounds. That might be a little bit excessive, I think. Let's go... I could go for a large mag. Can I... Do I have the stuff for that? I do. Sealant, lead... Oh, we got loads. Let's... Wait, I can't... Why could I not... I can't install it. Oh, required research magazine and battery mods 1. What, do you know what? That's just decided that for me. Let's go and get that research cooking. So... Weaponry... grip and stock, magazine and battery mods. It's blocked, so I need weapon engineering rank 2. Oh, crap. Okay, vicious circle. We'll leave weapons for now. That's definitely something that I want to take a look at. Is this going to be suit mods, maybe? Spacesuit workbench. So this is where we can see the sort of things that are available for our helmet before we plunge into research. So chameleon space trucker... Oh, this is the stuff we've got in inventory. Chameleon, blend with the environment while sneaking and not moving. Ooh. Is that like a stealth camo? Basic boost pack. This is a basic boost pack. Constellation pack. So is this what Sarah's just given us? I guess so. The deep mining space helmet. Cool. So let's take a look at what mods are available at the moment. Slot 1. Ballistic shielding, EM shielding, energy shielding. Okay, so it's essentially an armor workbench. That makes sense. Sensor array. What does that do? Increases the range for enemy detection on the compass. Right. Explosive shielding. Heavy shielding. Gravitic composites. Reduces detection from enemies. Oh! Nice! So we can make ourselves harder to detect, as well as making enemies easier to detect. We can change the skin as well. Well, maybe we can at some point in the future. It's kind of a bit rough and ready, isn't it? I'm hoping we get access to slightly more fashionable helmets at some point. The deep space mining suit, much the same. Oh, optimized servos reduces oxygen costs for sprinting. That's handy. Exo servos increases melee damage. Heavy shielding increases all damage resistance. That would definitely be worth looking into. Again, on the right there, required research. It looks like we need research levels to unlock any of these. Oh, pocketed. What's that? Carrying capacity. Okay. Oh, we still got a pirate assault space helmet. I still need to offload a load of crap. I need to go and find a terminal where I can get that done. Let's see. Extra capacity. Nice. Hazard protection. Oxygen reserve. I want to try this this pack out. I'm intrigued by that chameleon property. Let's see, what's this? So this is going to be... Maybe this is the industrial workbench? It is indeed the industrial workbench. The industrial workbench allows you to create basic manufactured components which can be used for building structures for your outposts and crafting mods for your weapons and equipment. That's right. Walter said something about building equipment to take out to outposts. The raw resources used for manufacturing components can be acquired from planets and moons by starting an outpost and setting up resource extractors. Okay. We saw the resource extractors on one of the other workbenches, didn't we? Was it the research workbench, maybe? That makes sense, because traveling the entire galaxy and mining resources by hand using a mining laser is going to take an awfully long time. More advanced manufactured components can be created from fabricators at an outpost. Good, so we don't have to keep coming here in order to actually manufacture stuff. Adaptive frame. Oh, we can manufacture that. Seems a little bit useless at the moment, but okay. I think we have an objective to just manufacture a thing. So that would be handy if we need to fall back on that. What's that? Oh! The Constellation Mission Board, excuse me? What? So we can just... Is this a Radiant Quest board? Oh, yes. Locate diseased biosphere in Oborum Prime. We're looking for an experienced explorer to locate a planet with diseased biosphere in the Oborum Prime system. This may require surveying multiple planets within the system. Payment will be automatically credited to your account once a planet has been located. That's 9,500 credits. That sounds like a lot, but I've not really looked too much into the economy yet to see how much money is a lot of money. Extinction event? Locate frozen ecosystem, locate pelted field. So a lot of these seem to be surveying planets at the moment. Survey Sirius 3B and Sirius. That makes sense because you're going directly to a target to survey it as opposed to hunting around for something. 13,000 credits though. We're looking for an experienced explorer to locate a planet with the extinction event in the Alpha Turner system. Okay. We're going to leave those for now. But they seem very much like a little lucrative money spinner. So, let's go back to the research lab. So now that I actually kind of know what I'm looking at, I'm going to go back to helmet mods. Let me see. Can I start this project? Research materials, 0 of 3. Input amount, inventory 13 on tungsten. Discover how to build helmet mods at a spacesuit workbench. Okay. If I press... Ooh. Input 3 of 3. All materials supplied for research will be consumed. Okay. But cosmetic... I don't have it. Okay, so I've got to feed... I wonder if the little yellow warning hatch on the left means it's ready to go. We don't have the ability to do that just yet. Are there any mods anywhere? Oh, hold on. See, this has got the yellow hatch, which I guess means we're able to do it. Maybe we can put any of these categories in it. Maybe it doesn't have to be all of them. If I feed the 3 tungsten, will that satisfy it? Completed. Ah. Okay. I've kind of locked myself in there because I've fed tungsten into it now. I can't get it back. Again, we can press X to track the project, which means that we're looking for polymers and cosmetic items. Cosmetic items I could probably steal from the lodge, to be honest. Right, good to know. Is there anything that we can actually, like, do? Oh, just missing cheese. Missing stuff there. Pharmacology? Right, doesn't look like there are any projects that we can fully satisfy. Wait, what's that? 0 wire. Okay. Discover how to construct the garden minibot, sanitation minibot, and engineering robot at outposts. I want a garden minibot. That sounds adorable. And weaponry. Let's see. Barrel. Oh, we can do barrel mods. Grip and stock. Optics and laser. We can complete one of these. Barrel mods or grip and stock mods. Let's see. Barrel mods. Discover how to build barrel mods for supported weapons at a weapon workbench. Grip and stock mods. Discover how to build grip and stock mods for supported weapons at a weapon workbench. Now. Ooh. Oh, it's magazine and battery mods I was looking at for this handgun, wasn't it? Well, let's actually concentrate on something I'm going to make use of. Let's see what muzzle mods and barrel mods we can actually do. So, optics. So, right, this one doesn't have a long barrel, so it doesn't apply there. Muzzle mods though. Oh, the compensator, the muzzle brake, muzzle mods 1. Compensator. Right, I might do that actually. Let's head back here. Is research instantaneous as well? That's the thing. Or do I have to sort of cook it for a while? Weaponry, barrel mods. Right, let's go. Let's feed in 3 iron. Oh! Wait, what? Oh, did I just feed everything in at once? Sudden development. Iron. Wait. What? Hold on. Input 3. Overflow. Remaining progress. Oh, so I've thrown... Right, okay. So just by adding the component, I've added both the iron and the nickel, I think. Overflow, remaining progress. Research progress overflow will be distributed through other aspects of the project. I've got a horrible feeling I may have just thrown loads more iron in than I needed. And by processing that extra iron, it's created nickel and sealant as... I should have paid more attention. No, because I've still got 27 iron in my inventory. I'm really confused. What just happened? I shouldn't have skipped through the screens. So I threw in 3 iron. I've still got 27 iron in inventory. And it somehow filled out 3 nickel and 1 sealant. Project complete. Okay. Research project barrel mods 1 has been completed. New research projects unlock barrel mods 2. Cool. Barrel mods 2. Discover how to build improved barrel mods for supported weapons. Right. So that's updated the activities mission. So let's now build this muzzle mod. Oh, it's a separate category. Oh, it was literally just barrel mods. Did I just pour my resources into the wrong category? Oh, God. I may have done a silly. Oh, muzzle mods is blocked anyway. Why is it blocked? Because we need more materials. Okay. And I need a weapon engineering rank 1. Well, that was a bit of a fail. Optics and laser. Grip and stock. Right, I'm going to back away from manufacturing just for the time being until I understand a little bit better what the hell I'm actually doing. Right, let's go explore the rest of this down here. So what else have we got in the base? How big is this basement? Nuts. Oh, hello. Med Theft Kraken. What at? Epic Pistol. Has corner. Damage increases as health... Hold on just a moment. Med Theft Kraken. Whoa. Corner. Damage increases as health decreases. Med Theft. Chance that humans drop extra med packs on death. Nice. Only 3 physical damage, though. Decent fire rate, though. That's handy to use. And we've gone from rare, which is blue and 1 star, up to epic. This is an epic pistol. Purple and 2 stars. Right, handy to know. So over here we have a bathroom. I can't imagine this is the primary bathroom for Constellation. I don't know what it is. I just cannot imagine Walter perched on the edge of that thing. Not that I particularly want to imagine Walter perched on the edge of a toilet, but you know what I mean. What is this? It's like a big airline cargo container. Oh. Is this... Whoa, hello. Well, that was weird. That looked like a face. Oh, it's a mannequin. So, but Wait, what suit is that? It's got a master lock on it. Presumably I'm not going to be able to even access it. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's really disconcerting. Why would you actually have a mannequin face in there? But look at these works of art. Well, I suppose you could call them art if you're into that sort of thing. So this must be sort of art and relic storage, I guess. This carries on further around this way. High pressure canister, okay. Doesn't look like there's anything interactable around here. There is this door though. What's this? The well? The hell's the well? I'm sorry. What have I just walked into? Right. What in the world? Wait, is this even part of the lodge? I don't think I'm in Kansas anymore. I love the door design. It sounds ridiculously geeky, but I love the door design in this game. Where the... What even is this? Whoa. Is this like an underground part of the city? This is locked. Whoa, people. This is unlocked else. Okay, I'm not getting through there then, apparently. What the hell's this? Bloodbath. Chunks special sauce. I sincerely hope that's special sauce all over the floor there. Okay, it's fish. It's fine. It's just fish guts. Why we have an adjoining fish gut preparation room? Whoa. Oh, that's been bust open. That's not even... I don't think this is even supposed to be accessed. Is this like a security risk? Oh, hello. I just got some sort of increase in the weightlifting category. I need to check out my perks in just a moment. Let's make a point of doing that soon. So that was the toilet. This is... Oh! Is this somebody's room? Who lives down here? Oh, I love these in-world posters as well. Forever Human, February 2nd. Oscar Rodriguez, including Timothy Mamet as Dr. Andromeda. Okay. Plushy Star Pal. Well, that's adorable. 2 dates for Darla 4. A plushy Cuddlosaur. Whose room is Little Pink Slippers? Whose room is this? If this turns out to be Sarah's. If this is Sarah's place. Somehow I don't think that's her quite her style. But who lives all the way down here though? Muzzle and me. Why would you name your pet alien Muzzle? Right, I'm not going to steal credits. I was really hoping I could get into one of these terminals to try and work out who resides down here. Unless that's our place. No, that doesn't sound right. Okay. One final check for any pick-upables. Oh, there's a box here. A comm relay. Not sure how useful that is. Right, let's get out of here. My god, if the rest of the lodge is this extensive, I'm going to be here for a little while. Right, shut that door behind me. Mysteries abound. I am genuinely concerned about that exit out into what seems to be some sort of underground slum area. Right, let's go this way first of all, because that one I think leads to the balcony in the main room. Okay. Oh, this leads out back out to New Atlantis. Is this roof access, maybe? We go and take in the sights, if so. Yes, it is. They've got a roof garden. Oh, how cool's that? I can hear insects or something. I'm really intrigued as to what that big shiny UC tower is. I'm guessing that's got to be some sort of central government facility or something. Well, it's a nice little roof pad. They've got a little outside yard area as well. That's... oh, interesting. Is there a path over here? It looks like a path... yeah, this path just sort of goes from that park area just out to a dirt track leading off into the middle of nowhere. Cool. And that little low building, I guess, is their conservatory. Okay, nice. No plants to pick up or anything like that by the looks of it. Sorry, just treading over your flower beds here. Awfully sorry. And then, like I say, I think this door probably leads onto the balcony. Nice. Oh, interesting to note, looks like the conservatory is lit 24/7. Night outside, but you wouldn't tell from their conservatory, so kind of defeats the object of a conservatory, since it's supposed to let you bask in the sunlight. Never mind. Okay, there are more rooms up here. So these are the proper bedrooms. So let's see. I don't want to look at anything yet. I want to see if I can tell whose rooms might be which just from the decor. So we've got some quite posh looking artifacts, quite modern looking art, quite posh, quite opulent. I think this is maybe Sarah's room. Report on Constellation. Sebastian Banks' speech. No clues. A cred chip. Oh my god, so many cred sticks. No, be good. Right, looks like I'm not going to tell from the data banks, but let's take a look. Data slate. I need to get used to the terminology. Sebastian Banks. Now, Walter mentioned Sebastian Banks as being the founder of Constellation. The following is an excerpt of Constellation founder Sebastian Banks' stirring 2276 speech to the United Colonies leadership about the importance of continued space exploration. That is why, my estimated peers, I beseech you, do not forgo the dreams of humanity only to plunge civilization into an endless nightmare. The settled system stands once more on the brink of war, and for what? A dispute over space? The cosmos is infinite, and yet, like our earthbound ancestors, we have become selfishly obsessed over what we consider ours. At our core, are we a race of conquerors, of warriors? No, my friends. If nothing else, humans are explorers. So let us continue exploring. Now is the time to venture beyond the imagined borders of the settled systems and fulfill the dreams of humanity. For if we continue down this path, funding only war and not exploration, I fear there will be no one left to remember why we fought in the first place. Go on, Seb. You stick it to him. So what's this? Report on Constellation. The following is an excerpt from a 2283 SSNN news report about Constellation's near collapse. Oh. And although Constellation's relevance has been the subject of much debate amongst the New Atlantis intelligentsia, that's a word apparently, the disappearance of founder Sebastian Banks was a blow most felt the organization couldn't survive. He just upped and disappeared? In fact, Constellation's disbanding seemed imminent until member Chloe Bao changed her vote in the 11th hour, thus ensuring the group's continued operation at least for the time being, as well as her unexpected appointment to the position of chair. So, Sebastian Banks established Constellation, gave an impassioned speech, probably one of many impassioned speeches, to try and divert all of humanity's attention away from expansion and warring amongst themselves to actually exploring the galaxy, and then vanishes, and from this sounds like all bar one of the Constellation members opted to close down? Oh, I just realised I actually steal the data slates as well once I read them. See? Oh my god! How expansive is this bloody place? I still didn't get to the bottom of who's... Hello? Hi. Oh, been meaning to speak to you. Hi, Noel, isn't it?
We've always considered ourselves explorers, but this really is uncharted territory, isn't it? That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now.
Slightly.
I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noel. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us.
You're very welcome, Noel. I wasn't entirely behind that decision, kind of thrown into it, but you're welcome. Let's see, so is there something about a place for me to stay? You seem to know a lot about the artifacts, wondering what other types of exploration work besides the artifacts. I think I found some of that on the mission board. The vision, how long... Yeah, I caught that you're pretty new around here?
Well, Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion.
Oh.
It's a shame he isn't here to see this.
Barrett seems to be, even though Sarah's the chair, Barrett seems to be the one driving all of the advancements. Like I say, I remember from the official history, he's the one that or pushed the rest of the group to get this space station, the Eye. He's the one that actually touched the artifact and had the experience. He's the one that seems to be guiding everything.
Everything all right?
Anyway, yeah, you seem to be like the knowledge behind these artifacts.
Oh gosh, no. I mean, that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know, and that means a lot of work ahead of us.
So, I'm guessing the two artifacts that you had already seemed to... There was mention that they had interacted with each other in some way. Maybe you had a little bit of a shimmy around the table, but adding the third one is what actually took them off and created whatever's going on down there at the moment. Yeah, this vision that myself and Barrett share.
Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something, an energy surge, some other phenomenon.
Okay. Yeah, this wasn't just a random phenomenon. I suppose there's the distant possibility that it may have thrown me into some sort of dream state where I started to kind of imagine things happening in my head, including what looked like that schematic, but no, it's got to be more than that, surely.
Sure, I'm not trying to suggest otherwise. I wasn't there when it happened. I'm just thinking it through.
Fair, okay.
That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right?
Just going back to what I said downstairs about if we do find more artifacts, presumably I'm not going to get a second vision. It's got to be somebody new touching the artifact. I nominate Noel. I think she should be the next one to actually touch the artifact and see sort of what goes on.
You're awfully quiet.
No. Oh, yes, of course, I'm internalizing. Sorry, yeah, I do that. Yeah, what other sort of exploration is there besides hunting down artifacts?
Of course. There's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet.
Mm-hmm. I think I've seen that board. Check out the... Oh, why can't I have picked that up just now? Okay. Sarah said something about that place. Yeah, let me know what I can do. This is absolutely my jam, this sort of place. This is something that Ash has been looking for the last sort of couple of years. This is This is the drive that sent Asher away from his farm that he'd been taking care of for over a decade.
Well, right now nothing's off the table. Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition. I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology.
Ah.
I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're going to be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Oh, okay. So I know that there's an element of scanning and cataloging stuff, but I can also collect samples. Yeah, so how would organic resources help with learning about the artifact? Is it even related to the artifact, or are you just expanding general space knowledge?
I can't be certain that they will, but more data points are always a good thing. I don't want to rule out anything that could provide a breakthrough. And if it sweetens the deal, I can pay. Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep.
Yes, I'm gathering. Exploration, finding out about the mysteries of the galaxy, and lining my pockets. Win, win, win. I've got some organic resources for you. That's not an innuendo, right?
Okay, let's take a look.
Have I? What did I pick up? Oh, is it like the... Okay, yeah, it's the stuff that I've harvested from those horrible worm things back on Crete. Toxins, sealants, nutrients, metabolic agents. Right. I wonder whether these are crafting components that I could make use of later on, but I came across these fairly easily, so it probably wouldn't be too hard to replenish them later. Right, let's get rid of all of these then. Nice. Right, yes, Sarah mentioned I got a room here?
Planning on sticking around then? Good.
Oh, you betcha.
I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour.
Yes, please.
Right. So you've seen the library, obviously. Walter is quite proud of the collection, but Matteo has made more than a few contributions. Gardens are out the doors there, if you need a moment of quiet contemplation. Emphasis on the quiet part, at least usually. Let's head upstairs. Sebastian Banks, Constellation's founder, had this place built decades ago.
Is that
It was
Banks?
a big to do at the time, but most people in the city have forgotten we're here.
Oh, there's a bar! Wasn't just a drinks trolley. Amazing.
So this is the bar. Usually no tender, so help yourself, within reason, of course. Now,
Hi,
let's
Walter.
see about that room. You're in luck. We were almost at max occupancy already, but there's still one room up for grabs. It's been nice having the place so full.
Wait, I thought you were fresh in through the door. Did you see it when it wasn't as full as it is now? Oh, I love this. Love this. There's a little ship model there. I mean, that's a ship model, but that's a ship model. Hello.
Okay, this'll be you.
Oh, nice.
Common room on one side, so that'll be quiet, and Matteo on the other side, so maybe a little less quiet. I'm sure Sarah has something planned for each of us, so I'd better get back to it. Don't want to keep her waiting too long. Enjoy.
Nice. Thank you. Good night. So this is my room, and one of those is Matteo's, and one of those is the common room. Right, well, let's go and check out my room first. Oh. Well, isn't this swanky? Oh my gosh, look. Is that a bottle of something? Oh, it's just a bottle. Not a bottle of something. That's sad. Nicholas Nickleby. Oh, Moby Dick. Tablet and pen. Oh, so cool. Look, though. What's that? Chandra Chardonnay. Chandra Vineyards, light-bodied white wine with notes of honeysuckle and pear, plus 12% persuasion chance for 5 minutes, but minus 15% O2 recovery. And a fancy ice bucket. That's... Oh, I got my own desktop digiframe. I didn't need to steal all those. A storage safe. Cool. I was just about to pick that then. A Constellation lockbox. Oh, Chronomark watch case. Nice. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I kind of thought pressing the button would open it, but okay. Oh, very, very swish and swanky. No TV, though. Disappoint. Okay, I don't have a bathroom. Kind of hoped there would be an ensuite, but oh well. So one of these directions is Matteo's door, and one is okay, this is Matteo's door. Feel a bit rude now coming in. So what have you actually got here? Okay, pure hydroponics. Fresh produce, that's the pure hydroponics promise, shipped daily across the settled systems. Sounds like they don't care much about carbon footprint. Okay, yep, very minimalist. Very cozy. Oh, I keep on forgetting that's an exterior door, isn't it? Keep thinking there's a bathroom or something attached. So this, from what Noel said, this is the common room? This is the common room. Wow. By common room, I had kind of hoped they meant, like, sort of TV, maybe ping pong table, pool, at least. Very cool, though. What's this? This is a thing. What is that? Looks almost like a... What is that? Oh, it's some sort of folding case. Wait, is that a sextant case? I think that might be... Is it a... Wait, is that a sextant? Can I... I don't think I've got a helmet on. Oh, there we go. I've got a... Yeah, that's a sextant. Oh, it seems to be clipping through the bottom of the unit. That's kind of weird. That's... Okay, that's supposed to be in there anyway. I think it's called a sextant. Oh my gosh. How much is there to explore? Silly. Right, what's this? Cleaner's cupboard. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, nothing to see here. Right, I need to go and check out this little ship model. Look. I wonder if that's a Stroud Eklund. The Panoptes? Yeah, I think that's the Panoptes. Is that significant to Constellation's history, I wonder? Or maybe Earth's history? Well, whose is this? Ah, let me see now, let me see. So, dark and moody. Got some equipment, some gear, lots of files. And a teeny, teeny, tiny little sign of life sprouting over there. Buried under officious sort of exterior. I reckon this could be Sarah's room, maybe. What's in the weapons case? Inaccessible. Inaccessible. Disappoint. Right, so I'm going to guess that that's Sarah's. Okay, general storage. Yeah, looks like this isn't being used for much at the moment. What was that? Folders. And general rubbish. Cool. Loving the pictures that they got up on the wall. Interesting. So this led straight into the next room. Looks like these two adjoining rooms should have been used for something a bit more involved. What's that? A toy spaceship. Oh, very cool. Feeding the front lines. Return of the Interceptor coming this fall. I've got an idea whose room this could be. Got a little toy there. Crates with stuff in. Punch bag, weights, economic meltdown. Bat ball. What does that say on it? An old Earth baseball. Playoff baseball circa 1978, old Earth Boston. I so need to visit Earth. What's that, a little trilobite? Alien trilobite display. Very cool. I think this is Barrett's room. Little plushy Xeno snuggle. I want a Xeno snuggle. Okay, yeah, I think that could be Barrett's room, maybe. Oh. Ooh. Where this? A desktop fishbowl. Chemists have all the solutions. Oh, ha ha. That's another one of those funny science jokes. Much sciencey stuffs. Much computery thing. Oh, we've got a pharmaceuticals lab. Oh, hello. I was about to say, this looks like Noel's room. Sorry. Oh, I'll see you later. Didn't mean to nose around. That was embarrassing. Right, I'm a little bit turned around. Okay, so this is... Oh, so it goes in the U-shape. Goes that way, along here, back down. So... Is that what I think is Barrett's room? It was. Okay, getting a little bit turned around, but this is fine. That goes back into Noel's room. That goes back into Matteo's room. Oh, here we go. Here's the executive washroom. Wonderful. Now, not pharmaceutical, skincare. Was it skincare products? Something on one of the fabrication terminals wanted some sort of product thing. That's... I think this is Walter's room. This could maybe be Walter's room? If the other one is Sarah's room, perhaps this is Walter's. Although we do have one more room to explore. This is Walter's room. Don't even need to step all the way in. This is Walter's room. 100% Walter's room. Good grief, look at this. There we go. That's a sextant as it should be displayed properly. Well done, Walter. You passed the test. And there's the cabinet. Oh, that's actually got a sextant in it. Awesome. I don't know what I'm more impressed with. The fact that they've actually modelled that so brilliantly and so accurately, or the fact I remember what it was called. Both impressive feats. Aja Mamasa's diary. Aja Mamasa. I think I remember that from the history. I think that's one of the old members of Constellation. Seems like just yesterday I was pulled into this exciting new organization, Constellation. We would push the boundaries of human knowledge and experience by exploring farther into space than anyone had before. For all into the Starfield. God, I was so young. We all were, but I was the youngest of us all. Now here we are on the brink of disaster. Oh, is this what was alluded to in that news article? The colony war may be over, but the settled system seems to be just waiting for the next one. So that would put this at around 2309, 2310-ish maybe? Exploration is now at best quaint and at worst irrelevant. Fortunately, and it was no small feat, I've managed to put together a list of potential new members. They are Irvin Madani, young biologist and physician from the Freestar Collective. Barrett, promising young physicist from the UC, a colourful character to say the least. So he's a physicist, okay. Alice Campbell, woman of action and pilot, claims to have flown every type of ship at least once. Russell Luther, astronomer and former Freestar Collective military, argumentative by effective. Visola Chen, philosopher, historian, specialises in humanity's early days of space exploration. Jin Tao Min, dedicated to finding truth among the stars. Neon Hitman rumours are troubling. Okay. With any luck, this new blood will be just what Constellation needs to keep going. Maybe. Hopefully. From the personal diary of Aja Mamasa, former Constellation chair. So, Aja Mamasa was chair at somewhere around the start of the 24th century. Before that, it was... What was her name? Chloe Bao? Or not... At some point before that, Chloe Bao, who managed to keep Constellation afloat after Sebastian Banks vanished, and the rest of Constellation very nearly voted to shut down. Wow. Piecing together the history of the organisation here, and again, I've actually stolen that from Walter's room, but it's fine. I'm sure he'll be impressed by my dedication to picking up the history of the place. Report, the Clark Lewis. That's an interesting way of naming it. The Clark Lewis. Is that the name of a ship, maybe? I breached the hull at approximately 1348 Sol time. As expected, all internal systems were offline. Emergency power had ceased to function years earlier, so I was navigating the ship in 0G. Again, I expected that. So this must be finding a derelict ship, the Clark Lewis. Almost immediately, I started seeing the bodies. They were everywhere. The crew... Oh, seeing as this is on Walter's desk, maybe this is a Stroud Eklund ship. Maybe this is a prominent Stroud Eklund ship. Started seeing the bodies. They were everywhere. The crew, the settlers, all of them drifting throughout the ship. What surprised me were the obvious variations in the causes of death. those not in suits were frozen and fairly well preserved, and I imagine some of them actually asphyxiated. Others were emaciated, as if they had starved prior to death and freezing. Whoa. Others had substantial wounding, gunshots, stab wounds. I even found an arm floating among the debris, but not the owner of said arm. It was when I got to the engine room that things finally started to make sense. Due to my approach, I hadn't noticed it from the outside, but half of the compartment was actually gone. Oh god. Completely destroyed. The helium-3 tanks had ruptured. Somehow. Sabotage? Faulty equipment? Wasn't clear. But the reactor was gone, blown into space. No helium-3 meant no jumping. No reactor meant no engines, no thrusters. That meant the Clark Lewis was dead in space, forever. A few personal logs I discovered only confirmed what I then assumed. Life on the Clark Lewis devolved over the course of the next few years. Some people starved to death, others resorted to violence and even murder. There was some compelling, though unsubstantiated, evidence indicating cannibalism. Holy shit. So this was a ship. The Clark Lewis was, what, a passenger ship, maybe? Because it mentioned crew members and settlers? But something had blown the reactor out the back of the ship, and, well, the tanks had gone, which wiped out the grav drive. The reactor had gone, which wiped out maneuverability, and presumably left life support on a timer. So they started attacking and eating each other. Holy shit. For the settled systems at large, the disappearance of the Clark Lewis is a topic of urban legend, like Bigfoot or Roanoke colony. I've probably completely mispronounced that. Part of the myth held that the ship had made it to some Eden-like planet where the settlers had established a kind of utopia. It's a hell of a thing knowing something an entire galaxy does not, holding onto a truth so terrible you're not even sure it should see the light of day. Chloe Bao. Oh, this was from Chloe Bao, the former chair of Constellation. Chloe Bao's extensive 2282 report on the destruction of the Clark Lewis colony ship, which was reported lost in the year 2257, and was a subject of much contention within Constellation. At a time when space exploration was already on the decline, Sebastian Banks feared that the horrifying story of the Clark Lewis and its crew would prevent people from venturing out into the dangerous unknowns of space. Yeah, that's fair. If you... in a society that's already sort of seeming to settle into the worlds that it's found without venturing forth and then devolving into war when they try and take on more territory, then yeah, anything like that could further dissuade people from reaching out for the stars is something that Constellation wants to avoid. Now, what's that thing? Some strange blue-green planet with unknown continents. Must be something irrelevant from people's history. I really do want to visit Earth. I really, really do want to visit Earth. I want to know what the hell happened. So I've got this Chronomark watch thing. I don't actually know how to tell the time. Can I see the time? Oh, there we go. Oh. Okay. I forgot. I don't know how time works in the future. So 2203 local time. So it's fairly late evening, but it's 0640 UT? What's that? Universal time, maybe? Anyway, here on Jemison, it's late. Although not middle of the night late, so let's head back downstairs and see if I can find out anything else about what the hell's going on. Where's Sarah? Hi.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
More than satisfied, Vasco. This place is gorgeous. Oh, it's Sarah's desk! That actually fits her so well. Who have I not spoken to? I think just Sarah now, isn't it? Yeah, there was no one else here. Okay. Well, I've had a good poke around. Also, you might want to do something about that door in the basement.
Hey.
Hi there.
So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else?
Right, so let's see. How well known is Constellation? It's obviously been going for a long time. I missed when it was established, and it's been in the news a few times.
I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that makes sense as well. And if public eyes are on you at all times, it kind of stifles what you can really do. So yeah, what? I kind of know what Constellation is, but what's its goal at the moment? What are you doing as chair?
We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
No pressure then. Yeah, what exactly do you know about these artifacts?
Not much, but you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do.
Okay. I will check back in with you very soon. I just need to maybe rest up a little bit before we go jetting off to find ancient artifacts.
I understand. You've been through a lot. Just let me know when.
I'm super intrigued that she's going to be joining me for some missions, but hello, Walter.
Well, I suppose that station in orbit has more than paid for itself at this point.
Oh, is that the Eye? Do you have any more information about that?
I've occasionally had my doubts about Constellation as an investment. But now, well, it's clearly money well spent.
You do seem to have thrown a lot into this place.
Remember, you're representing all of us out there.
I'm almost slightly disappointed that this place doesn't seem to react to the fact that it's actually the dead of night outside.
Your service, Captain.
Thanks, Vasco. Goodbye. Hello again, Vasco. I don't know why that entertained me so much. That's not my room. Okay, I need to get used to these doors. Wait, which room is this then? Oh, Walter's room. Okay, that's cool. I didn't check out the bar, did I? Oh, I just love the decor in this place. Oh my goodness, look at the number of books I could not steal, read. Borrow. Read and put back. On the origin of the species. Oh, fantastic. This is so cool. This is so cool. I think, I thought it was a glass of milk. I think what I might like to do, really, who's left this out? That's kind of ruined the atmosphere a bit. And there's a cooking station. Oh, and there's a dartboard. Oh, if only we could play darts. What's the betting that's going to be a mod before long? So can we... What's this? Sir Livingston's journal. Can we actually help ourselves to any drinks? It doesn't seem like we can. That makes me immensely sad. What I would like to do... I think I'd like to just sort of round off this crazy little sort of chapter of Asher's new... opening chapter of Asher's new life, just by sitting and taking in some of the literary offerings that we have around here. So, Sir Livingston's journal. Sir Malcolm Livingston's appointment to the role of Constellation Chair was controversial, to say the least, as he essentially bought his way into the position. Nevertheless, Banks's contribution to the organisation was substantial, as evidenced by this excerpt from his personal journal. Wait, hold on. Sir Malcolm Livingston, Banks's contribution to the organisation. Right, I'm slightly confused. Okay, so this Sir Malcolm Livingston was a former chair. Maybe this is before Chloe Bow? But... Hold on, Sebastian Banks was the guy who founded it, wasn't it? Nevertheless, Banks's contribution to the organisation was substantial, as evidenced by the... Right, let's read the excerpt before I get myself even more confused. In time, the others will come to accept me as chair, I'm sure. Until then, I remain committed to improving this organisation to the best of my abilities, and if those improvements rely even more on my already considerable monetary contributions, then so be it. I agreed we needed a robot, but disagreed with the purchase of a newer Model A. Lunar robotics is a shadow of what it once was. Instead, I managed to procure an original Model A. Is this Vasco? An original Model A manufactured on the moon! Oh, please tell me we can find a lunar robotics factory Oh, I need to visit the moon as well as Earth. Bought him for a song, found him rusting in some junk heap in Aquila City. I'm having him refurbished as I write this, and in a couple of days he'll be as good as new. I've decided to name him Vasco. And like his namesake, I imagine he'll be as flawed as he is effective. Wait, hold on, who's Vasco named after? Is that a famous figure that I'm completely unaware of? My next step is renovating the lodge. Sebastian Banks has the good sense to name the building appropriately, but it's time to inject a bit of old world grandeur. If we are to be the gatekeepers of art, science, culture, and exploration, our headquarters must express that. It's time I called in some favors and searched in those hidden corners of the settled systems to procure the things that would truly make this place come alive. There are some treasures from old Earth that desperately need an appropriate home. So, Sir Livingston... Sebastian Banks has the good sense to name the building appropriately. So Banks, if I'm reading this right, Sebastian Banks established Constellation and sort of presided over it, but wasn't actively the chair? So Sir Malcolm Livingston served as chair under Banks whilst he was still around. Okay. Right, let's see, what have we got here? My gosh, Great Expectations. I'm very, personally, very, literarily uneducated, if that's a thing. So I have no idea about Moby Dick or Great Expectations or any of these. Great Expectations, Chapter 1. My father's family name being Pirip and my Christian name Philip, my infant tongue could make of both names nothing longer than, or more explicit than Pip. Yeah, Philip Pirip is a bit of a mouthful. So I called myself Pip, and came to be called Pip. Charles Dickens' 13th novel is the coming-of-age tale of an orphan boy named Pip as he navigates the agendas of those around him, like the eccentric Miss Havisham. Alright, Philip Pip. Moby Dick. Call me Ishmael. Some years ago, never mind how long precisely, having little or no money in my purse, and nothing particular of interest to interest me on shore, I thought I would sail about a little and see the watery part of the world. Oh, I love how well that fits in with Constellation. And so continues Melville's classic tale of revenge and obsession for a total of 341 pages. Can I maybe trouble you for the other 340 pages of that? I'd love to take a little look sometime. The Origin of the Species. Chapter 1, Variation under Domestication. Included is a rather incomprehensible list of varieties of species. Okay. When we look to the individuals of the same variety or subvariety of our older cultivated plants and animals, one of the first points which strikes us is that they generally differ much more from each other than do the individuals of any one species or variety in a state of nature. When we reflect on the vast diversity of the plants and animals which have been cultivated and which have varied during all ages under the most different climates and treatment, I think we are driven to conclude that this greater variability is simply due to our domestic productions having been raised under conditions of life not so uniform as, and somewhat different from, those to which the parent species have been exposed under nature. Darwin's theory on the origin of the species on Earth continues through 14 full chapters, ranging from biology to geography and everything in between. Yes. On second thoughts, I'm quite glad that isn't lined up here on the shelf. Take some time. Dracula. There's a jump. Chapter 1, Jonathan Harker's Journal, kept in shorthand. 3rd of May, Bistritz, I think. I left Munich at 8:35 p.m. on 1st of May, arriving at Vienna early next morning. Should have arrived at 6:46, but train was an hour late. Budapest? Budapest? Is that... Seems like a wonderful place. Writing Vienna. Budapest? Sounds like it's almost like an old way of writing Budapest, but that doesn't feel like it fits geographically. Anyway, it seems a wonderful place from the glimpse which I got of it from the train and... not that I know what that Earth place is anyway. Yeah, sorry. Forgot where I was for a moment. And little I could walk through the streets. I feared to go very far from the station as we had arrived late and would start as near the correct time as possible. The impression I had was that we were leaving the west and entering the east, the most western of splendid bridges over the Danube. Which is where of noble width and depth took us among the traditions of Turkish rule. Maybe it is Budapest then. And so begins Bram Stoker's 1897 masterpiece, Dracula, a book that would define horror for generations to come. Very cool. Any more? Any more books? Ooh, we got more Sauvignon Blanc. Chandra Port. Chandra seems to have quite the extensive alcohol production. I bet Walter's frequented there several times. Chandra Vineyard's strong red wine with notes of caramel and cinnamon. Best enjoyed as a digestif. That's a posh person's word, isn't it? Digestif? That's got to be a thing, I guess. Oh, couple more books. What else? What is this? A scroll holder, you say? Looks rather aged. It's like it holds sort of like an Elder Scroll or something. 3 copies of Nicholas Nickleby. They won't mind if I take one, surely. Chapter 1 introduces all the rest. Wait, hold on. Literally, chapter 1 introduces... Yeah, that's how books work. There once lived in a sequestered part of the country of Devonshire one Mr. Godfrey Nickleby, a worthy gentleman who, taking it into his head rather late in life that he must get married, and not being young enough or rich enough to aspire to the hand of a lady of fortune, had wedded an old flame out of mere attachment, who in her turn had taken him for the same reason. God bless. Thus, 2 people who cannot afford to play cards for money sometimes sit down to a quiet game for love. Ah! Charles Dickens' 3rd novel is the tale of a young man who struggles to support his family after his father inadvertently plunges them all into poverty, then dies. Very inconsiderate. Okay. Right, let's take a little seat and have a little sit down on the couch here and take a little rifle around in my pockets to see what other literary works I have acquired. Let's see, notes. Oh my god, how many have we got? Right, we've read... What? Right, I'm unsure as to what that exclamation point is. What's that? Aja Mamasa's diary. Go back into it a moment. Is it telling me... What's the exclamation point? Why is it on some and not others? Curious. I'm going to have to look into what that means. If anybody knows what that exclamation point means next to Aja Mamasa's diary and also Dracula down at the bottom there, pop something in the comments and let me know. Bad people, bad jokes. We've read that. Okay, cool. So Dracula. Frankenstein. We've not read this one. Letter 1 to Mrs. Saville, England, St. Petersburg, December 11th, 17-something. You will rejoice to hear that no disaster has accompanied the commencement of an enterprise which you have regarded with such evil forebodings. I arrived here yesterday, and my first task is to assure my dear sister of my welfare and increasing confidence in the success of my undertaking. Mary Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley's 1818 foundational science fiction work continues on, recounting the tale of Dr. Victor Frankenstein and his creation. Great Expectations. Did I read that one? Yes, that was the Pip one, wasn't it? Again with the exclamation point. Hard Times. Book the first. Sewing. Chapter 1. The One Thing Needful. Now, what I want is facts. Teach those boys and girls nothing but facts. Facts alone are wanted in life. Plant nothing else and root out everything else. You can only form the minds of reasoning animals upon facts. Nothing else will ever be of any service to them. This is the principle on which I bring up my own children, and this is the principle on which I bring up these children. Stick to facts, sir. By far the smallest of Charles Dickens' novels, Hard Times chronicles the lives of the residents of Coketown, a fictional Victorian industrial mill city. Yeah, I was going to say, sounds very sort of like Trunchbull, like hard school of hard knocks come orphanage sort of thing. History of xenobiology. The first several chapters of Lars Nilsson's work seems to focus primarily on the digestive systems of alien herbivores. The dissection of Dr. Lord's latest find revealed a creature that was, just as she suspected, based on its outward appearance, an evolution of the microscopic hydrothermal worm. Ooh, I think I've encountered a couple of those. But her research also suggested a species that evolved in distinct stages, possibly growing significantly as it did. So the question now remains, which version of the creature did Dr. Lord dissect? And what maximum size could it possibly achieve? The subsequent passages deal with Nilsson's fascination with the predatory wildlife of some unnamed world. Right, interesting. Okay. So, as I said that, I kind of said that tongue-in-cheek. I've encountered one or two of those, thinking this is another book from the old Earth times. But it sounds like this is a book that was published once humanity had expanded to the stars. So there is a wide range of times when these books could be produced. Interesting. It'd be really interesting as well to see what sort of artifacts and what other trinkets of old Earth life actually made it off the planet. Nicholas Nickleby, Omega, The Last Days. The following is the opening of Camille Flammarion's 1894 work Omega, The Last Days of the World, in which a comet is set to collide with the Earth in the 25th century, and people must come to terms with the end of the world and what that actually means. Oh, this sounds like my sort of book. Omega, The Last Days of the World, Chapter 1. The magnificent marble bridge which unites the Rue de Rennes and the Rue de Louvre, which, lined with the statues of celebrated scientists and philosophers, emphasizes the monumental avenue leading to the new portico of the Institute, was absolutely black with people. A heaving crowd surged rather than walked along the quays, flowing out from every street and pressing forward toward the portico, long before invaded by tumultuous throng. Never in that barbarous age preceding the Constitution of the United States of Europe, which, when might was greater than right, when military despotism ruled the world and foolish humanity quivered in the relentless grasp of war, never before in the stormy period of a great revolution or in those feverish days which accompanied a declaration of war, had the approaches of the House of the People's Representatives or the Place de la Concorde presented such a spectacle. It was no longer the case of a band of fanatics rallied about a flag marching on some conquest of the sword and followed by a throng of the curious and idle eager to see what would happen, but of the entire population anxious, agitated, terrified, composed of every class of society without distinction, hanging upon the decision of an oracle, waiting feverishly the result of the calculations which a celebrated astronomer was to announce that very Monday at 3 o'clock in the session of the Academy of Sciences. Amid the flux of politics and society, the Institute survived, maintaining still in Europe its supremacy in science, literature, and art. The centre of civilization, however, had moved westward, and the focus of progress shone on the shores of Lake Michigan in North America. Red Rover Come Over. An excerpt from Lyubov Song's novel Red Rover Come Over, an alternate history where autonomous robotic rovers gained sentience, replicated, and colonized Mars before humans could form colonies. Larissa just smiled. The machine continued to blink its lights and emit faint whines as its servos whirled, unsure of how to proceed. But machine communication was Larissa's speciality. She flicked the buttons on her universal comm unit. Its LEDs blinked rapidly in response to her movements. "It's okay," she signaled through the device. "I won't hurt you, but if we've any hope of getting out of this cave, we'll need to work together." Larissa hadn't expected her day to go like this, trapped in a disused mining tunnel under the surface of Mars with a frightened and potentially hostile maintenance robot, but her espionage training had prepared her for similar situations. The machine clicked and beeped in response. "I trust you." It wasn't a direct translation. As precise as machine binary language was, there's still a lot of room for misinterpretation when translated to her native tongue. It was close enough. The robot seemed to relax. Its glowing aperture expanded to let more light in as it gazed at her, taking in any information it could glean from her. And then, it extended one of its many clamps in her direction. She took hold and with a firm yet gentle tug pulled the small robot out from under the rubble. "There we go. That's better, isn't it?" she asked, clicking out her message on her comm unit. "Now, if you can lead me out of this tunnel and back to my dropship, I can call for backup that could help your fellow machines fight back against your oppressors." The robot seemed to nod in understanding and began to wheel its way down the rocky corridor, stopping every so often to let Larissa catch up. Again, no idea if that's something that's actually been published in the real world or whether this is something that was made up once humans had left Earth. Report on the Clark Lewis constellation. The gravity paradigm. You're a new one. Truth is, what our scientists didn't know back then could fill volumes. The focus, of course, was on wormholes, and not only creating, but maintaining a stable and sustainable Einstein-Rosen bridge. That was the goal, the endpoint. No one had even considered that maybe that was just the beginning. When we look at grav drive technology today and the ease at which we fold space and travel light years in seconds, it's sometimes easy to forget the impossibility of what we've achieved. Dr. Josephine Inatu's seminal work continues for another 535 pages and has become the most highly respected text on grav drives and grav jumping ever written. Something tells me that was written after they left Earth. Just call it a hunch. The Learned Astronomer, that's the one that we got from the Frontiers little captain's safe. Origin of the Species, this was Darwin, wasn't it? Yes, it was. The Pickwick Papers. The Posthumous Papers of the Pickwick Club, Chapter 1, The Pickwickians. The first ray of light which illumines the gloom and converts into a dazzling brilliancy that obscurity in which the early history of the public career of the immortal Pickwick would appear to be involved is derived from the perusal of the following entry in the Transactions of the Pickwick Club, which the editor of these papers feels the highest pleasure in laying before its readers as proof of the careful attention, indefatigable assiduity, and nice discrimination with which his search among the multifarious documents confided to him has been conducted. Good God, that's a mouthful. Charles Dickens' first book about a man... Charles Dickens's novels seem to get significantly easier to read, based on the other ones that we've read excerpts from. Charles Dickens' first book about a man who establishes a society whose goal is to travel and research human life became a phenomenon that established the author as one of the best of his day. Again, very apt for Constellation. Oh, War of the Worlds. Book 1, The Coming of the Martians. 1, The Eve of the War. Oh, I've listened to the audio version of War of the Worlds several times. The one narrated by... Oh, what was his name now? Richard Burton. That's it, the Richard Burton version. Oh, it's fantastic. If you haven't heard it, it's wonderful. It's so good. Sends chills. No one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century that this world was being watched keenly and closely by intelligences greater than man's, and yet as mortal as his own. That as men busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacency, men went to and fro over this globe about their little affairs, serene in their assurance of their empire over matter. It is possible that the infusoria under the microscope do the same. No one gave a thought to the older worlds of space and sources of human danger, or thought of them only to dismiss the idea of life upon them as impossible or improbable. It is curious to recall some of the mental habits of those departed days. At most, terrestrial men fancied there might be other men upon Mars, perhaps inferior to themselves, and ready to welcome a missionary enterprise. Yet across the gulf of space, minds that are to our minds, as ours are to those of the beasts that perish, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic, regarded this earth with envious eyes, and slowly and surely drew their plans against us. And early in the 20th century came the Great Disillusionment. The planet Mars, I scarcely need remind the reader, revolves around the sun at a mean distance of 140 million miles, and the light and heat it receives from the sun is barely half of that received by this world. It must be, if the nebula hypothesis has any truth, older than our world, and long before this Earth ceased to be molten, life upon its surface must have begun its course. The fact that it is scarcely 1/7 the volume of the Earth must have accelerated its cooling and the temperature at which life could begin. It has air and water and all that is necessary for the support of animated existence. While the title may seem obvious, H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, first serialized in magazines in 1897, is actually believed to be a commentary on Victorian prejudices, insecurities, and values. Oh! I never knew that little tidbit of information. That is interesting. Okay, and with that, I think Asher needs to go and lie down. It's a lot to take in for one guy in one day. I mean, he set out with the ideal of venturing out into space and taking in the wonders of... This was my room, right? Yeah, it was. The wonders of what lies out beneath, and this adventurer's guild that he's managed to stumble his way into seems like the perfect approach for that. But yeah, still a little bit overwhelming, seeing as about 3 hours ago I was down a mine, chipping rocks off of a wall. I'm going to go ahead and transfer all of the books that I've now read into storage, and then I'm going to bed down for the night, I think. And first thing in the morning, I'm going to pop downstairs and see Sarah about what she's got lying in wait for us. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate you being here. If you'd like to leave a like or you care to leave a comment, pop those down below. Let me know what you think of Starfield so far. So far, I'm bloody loving it. This is just so cool. And we've not even scratched the surface in so many ways. But until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. I will see you then. Bye-bye.